live. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Glenda with Creative Grandma. How are you doing today, Glenda?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. And we also have little Alley Cat here. She got clingy today, so it's gonna be fun juggling her. All right, let's see. We have Samantha, Tina, who's also from Louisiana. Yeah, I'm originally from Homa. I now live in Eunice. Also Karen. Um, I'm sorry, Alice, Vicky, Regina, Judy, Terry, Brenda. We may have a second Vicky. Yeah, no, it's the same Vicky. Okay, I was thinking of a different Vicky. I think I said Alice, Angela, Kim, Cheryl, Sabrina, Anita, Spring. How are all of y'all doing today? What's everybody working on? And if you're new, I'd like to welcome y'all. Thank you for watching. Oh, Christina just joined us. And I do want to mention today's live's probably going to be, the chat's probably going to be busy. I'm going to do my best to keep up with it. But, please keep that in mind. If I miss greeting anyone, I do apologize. I do ask my moderators, please try to help with greeting everybody in the chat. Make sure everyone feels welcome. So, oops, I just hit the wrong button on my computer. Okay. Like I said, I'm doing a juggling act with my cat. Oh, me and my Masco. Hi, how are you? Welcome. Okay, so I am curious, Glenda, how long have you been crocheting for?
I have been crocheting since I was 11 years old, but I've been designing since I was 20 years old. So I've been designing for over 45 years.
That was my next one of the questions I was planning to ask you, how long you've been designing patterns.
I started entering contests in the magazines, and then I got a column called Afghan Artistry, and then Crochet Fantasy left me do my own solid issue and left me edit it and do the whole thing. And I mostly designed for Red Heart Yarns, Coats and Clarks. And then I just, over the years, people changed the techniques of what they wanted and how they wanted you to do it changed. And then I kind of just decided to do it my own way. And that's when my grandson introduced me to YouTube. And taking care of my mom was the hardest part of trying to figure out how to make an income and take care of an elderly parent. And I had to give up several careers because of my parents' health, and it just got to the point where this was the win-win situation. And so grateful. I'm meeting a lot of wonderful people on YouTube, and I'm still learning a lot after all this time. You can always learn something new, and with all the crochet channels out there, every different channel has something to offer someone. So I try to review them all, but there's so many. Sometimes you know really good channels, so you just have to keep your eye out there.
I know so many channels, and Glenda has amazing content. I mean, her pattern tutorials, beautiful patterns. She does a lot of stitch tutorials. I mean, I think you pretty much do everything on your channel.
I try. I'm in a slump right now due to this downsizing because I lost my crochet mojo for, I'm just so exhausted from this. But I do have, can I show it now?
Yeah, you can show it now.
Oh, I have a blanket that was just released by Lion Brand in kit form. And this is my country snowman. I showed it once before and I was sick the day it was released, so I'm late for my own party.
But I love that one.
This is the country snowman. And I believe that the kit's 30% off right now. And this is a Tunisian crochet stitch.
I was wondering what stitch it was done in.
Yeah, what I did for this pattern, because a lot of people are afraid to do it. If you look at this blanket, what I did was I wrote the instructions two different ways. I wrote them out, and then there's a chart. So if you don't want to use the Tunisian knit stitch, you can single crochet if you know how to change colors and make it using a single crochet stitch. I'm not sure about the yardage though, if it will use more yarn. But this I made using just the brown and white. You crochet the brown, the center white, and then the brown on the other side. All these additional colors you cross stitch on. So you're not having like 20 skeins of yarn attached to your work. You have the 3 different colors. So I was proud of him. My daughter claimed that already. She claims all.
That's beautiful. Now I did my first Tunisian project recently. It was one of the little pumpkins. But that is something that I do want to learn more of is Tunisian crochet.
And I like it because when you change colors in Tunisian, the easy thing about Tunisian is you're putting all your colors on when you go across. And when you come back, you just match your stitches to the colors to take them off. And it's so very easy to do compared to other methods of changing colors. I have one more snowman blanket, if you don't mind me showing it to you. With the holidays coming up, this is my other snowman blanket. Whoops, wrong side. This is the wrong side. And this is my snowman blanket.
Isn't that the one you have? That's the pattern you have up already, right?
Yeah, this one I have up already. This blanket, actually, Cody has it on eBay right now. It has 4 days to go. He's auctioning it off. If anybody's interested, you can go to Cash Cody 69 on eBay. But this is a Tunisian stitch too. And this one was made using Lion Brand homespun yarn. And that is so soft and cozy and just perfect for the holidays. And it's a great way to start learning how to do the Tunisian stitch by making one of these afghans.
Yeah, you see, I had gotten confused because when you showed the first one, I thought that was the one that you have the video.
You thought that was this one. Yeah. The country snowman, I wasn't able to do a crochet tutorial because I was having such a hard time trying to figure out how to film it. Because even though it's super simple, there's so much to showing people how many of what color to put on your hook and then the other color and then the other color. It got to be so long and I was only on row like 18 and I thought I can't do this because the video would be 6 months long. And anybody that does crochet tutorials or does anything like that knows that some videos, it's just not feasible because I don't think anybody'd watch the video because it would be too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're similar but different. One has a fancy little red and white scarf. The other one's just a more country brownish tones for a country Christmas.
They're both beautiful.
And then if you want a nice, easy little project, here's a little dishcloth.
You know what's funny? How I pick patterns, like the snowman blanket and that one are two of the ones that I was going to talk about today.
Oh, really? Well, it's that time of year with Christmas coming. You start thinking about, the holidays. I had one more little Christmas. Cody, do you see my little Secret Santa bag? I had that laying here.
Yeah, I picked out a lot of like your holiday ones.
Oh, is it over
the
here?
Holidays are approaching.
Yeah, hand me that.
I want to welcome everyone joining us. Welcome everybody.
Thanks.
Let us know what you're working on. And I saw that Samantha was asking me a question. The finished projects video should be out sometime today. I don't know what time. I was trying to work on it before the live, but my friend here, Allie, wants me to hold her. So she's making things difficult for me. All right, you want to go ahead and show what you were getting?
Oh, yeah, I had just two more Christmas ideas for people. This is the little secret Santa bag that you just open the bag, fill it with whatever, and tie it shut. And his pom poms coming loose. But just a really cute if you want to give something to a coworker, a friend. And these are nice for nursing homes too. If you know people where you can put some tissues, toothpaste, anything that someone might need in one. Really cute little holiday pattern. And then the last thing I just want to show is my little snowflake dishcloth.
Ooh,
Just a little thing, just some holiday ideas.
your patterns are just amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. And I am curious, those that are watching, let us know what patterns of Glenda that y'all have made. Now I hate having to admit this. I love your patterns, and your patterns are on my to-do list, but I have not gotten around to making any of your patterns yet.
Oh no.
I'm gonna so have to. But I mean, I have so many like I want to make. They're bookmarked. I think your patterns are amazing.
Thank you.
But
My
like I,
problem is I'm cleaning out and I just found a project and I was making this beautiful tote bag and it was really pretty. And I said to Cody, I said, oh my goodness, look at this. Why didn't I finish this? Here I was making it, forgot about it. It was hid in one of the totes for like the last couple years. And now the yarn's discontinued. So
I don't
that
like
had,
how they do that.
they discontinue yarns too fast. And
They really do,
I get so frustrated with that.
and especially when you need more for a project.
Yep. And then when you go on aftermarket, they want an arm and a leg for it. So yeah, it makes it hard. So I'm going to try to, what do I say, discipline myself. So when I order a yarn in, I want to order it in, make the project, and then be done with it. Because my biggest problem is they come out with so many new yarns. I keep ordering them in. I show the yarns. I think, oh, I'm going to make this. I'm going to make that. And then another new yarn comes out. And then you forget what you was going to do. And then you just get overwhelmed sometimes with all these yarns. And then you're back to square one, get nothing done.
The life of a yarnaholic.
But I am devoting the month of November strictly to Hobie. I might put some more in there, but hobby, Hobie. I'm doing several Christmas projects for them. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say it because the release date wasn't available, but I was able to get a snowman kit. And then I'm going to show everyone, if you order the snowman kit from Hobie, I'm going to show them right start to finish on how to make that snowman from that kit and other Christmas projects, and just try to come up with some really cool items that people would like to have for the holidays. And I really like to make stuff that's useful. I like decorative items, but I really like stuff that people can actually use as well.
Yeah. Let's see. I saw there was a question. Brenda. Yeah, the snowman pattern is in the description box. The blanket one too, the snowman blanket. Those are in the description box. Which later on we're going to be getting into some of those patterns, and talking about them. But I want to show something if Allie lets. This was gifted to me by Laura Lee. This is something she made, and it's one of your patterns, Glenda.
I
And I
say that
think
looks familiar.
it's so cute. I love this pattern.
That's the Santa Christmas tree skirt.
Yeah,
She did a
that was
good
so
job.
cute. And I love how she did the buttons on it.
Yeah.
And let's see what everyone has been making with your patterns. Brenda made the snowman toilet paper cover. Lisa did the Sundance baby blanket. Becky's made several washcloths and towel sets. And I agree, Regina, we so need more yarny time during the day. Springs made the Santa Christmas tree skirt. That should be the same one I just showed. JJ's made several dishcloths and hot pads of Glenda's. Christina made the Grandma's Gordon Afghan, and she gets so many compliments on it. Awesome. Alice recently made the 12-point tree skirt. Yeah, I have quite a few of Glenda's patterns in the description box. Not all of her patterns, but most. And anyone joining in, I want to greet y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Okay, Sabrina's made dishcloths, soap holders, stitch tutorials, squares, etc. Oh, and Mia my macaw is asking if you're moving, Glenda.
Yeah, I'm moving to the second floor. I'm closing the third floor down for the winter, and then I'm setting up a smaller studio on the lower floor.
And let's see. Yeah, Lisa saying you have to write down your ideas right when you have them. And that is true. You so do. Because I've seen it sometimes I'll get an idea, don't write it down, and it's like, it went bye-bye.
I used to keep a tablet and pencil on my nightstand because it seemed like every time I went to bed, right before I fell asleep, I would be thinking about what am I going to make next or something. And once in a while, it's really weird. That's how I design. Something will come in my head, and then I got to hurry up and write it down so I don't forget. So I know what they're saying, because there's many times I think, now, what was I thinking I was going to make? And if you don't write it down, you will forget.
And me and my macaw is making Glenda's child's poncho. Vicky's been making towel toppers, and she plans on making several of your hot pads. Springs made a couple of dollies. Vicky says when she gets more yarn, she'll make her daughter a wrap. Missy's working on the cat on a fence. I'm not sure if that's your pattern or not.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Is
she talking about the cat stitch, the stitch of the week, maybe?
And she may have been just mentioning what she's currently working on.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So I had asked people yesterday to submit some pictures of their makes by using Glenda's patterns. And the idea popped in my head like kind of last minute. I wish I would have thought of it sooner. But I did get a decent amount of pictures. So I'm going to play that video right now for everybody. I think it's about 2, maybe 3 minutes. And what I'm going to do is when I do my lives and I do a picture show of people's makes, I upload it. I've been uploading them like just as a regular video on YouTube for those that don't watch the live or they want to, they're short videos. So I'm going to wait until next Saturday, to post the video as a regular video. So if anyone else wants to send pictures in the meantime, then I'll add them to the video for whenever I upload it next Saturday. Because I would love to see y'all Glenda makes. And I'm sure a lot of other people would too. All right, let me put that video playing. And I mean, I just love seeing everyone's makes.
I did too. That was a nice video.
Thank you. I mean, just beautiful. And I love seeing the talent, you know, in the Yorny community. And, those that are familiar with me, y'all know I love doing picture videos, sharing everyone's makes.
I like it when somebody takes a pattern and they put their own twist on it. So you can see how creative they can be with the same pattern and make it look totally different.
Oh, I see. Regina's asking you a question. How does it make you feel seeing everyone make your patterns?
I love it with so many people out there crocheting and so many patterns for somebody to pick something that you made to make is very humbling. It's like it's nice to know that they enjoyed the pattern.
Awesome, awesome. Like I've done a little with pattern designs. Like most of mine are knitted patterns. I like doing color work beanies, but I haven't like really like gotten to like how you were with designing.
The one thing I do tend to stay away from is sweaters because I can make sweaters, but I don't like trying to figure out the different sizes. Like if I just made a sweater to suit myself and to my size, it'd be no problem. But then you got to sit there and you got to try to figure out the measurements for the standard sizes. And not everybody's body's the same. So even if you use the
Exactly.
standard settings, it's for me, it's a little difficult in trying to do size small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, 3X. That's extremely hard for me. At least it is for me. So I tend to stay with other things that doesn't require
I know
all
because
that mathematics.
I have people that will ask me about sizing questions or wanting me to do like wearable tutorials, and I'm like, I've never done sweaters. I mean, I knitted a dog sweater once. That's about my extent of, and or like cordigans, and it's like I'm not your person for that.
I have a sweater here I'm making with Lion Brand wool ease, and it's like now I started this project and I kind of lost my for anything right now. And I thought I might get that on before summer, but I'm going to figure it out. It's my goal to start producing more sweater patterns.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I know a lot of people. I have had people requesting, like especially plus sizes. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that I've had people mention to me, and I wish like there was a good source to tell them to check out for that type of thing.
What I do is I'll go in bookstores and I'll look whether it's a knitting book or a crochet book. I will look in the books for the sizes already figured out for me. So even though, say it's a knitting book, I have no idea how to knit, but if it has a schematic and it has a chart and it gives like the measurements 10 inches, 12 inches, 14, 16, whatever across the bottom for the different sizes, all you have to do is take that measurement and pick what stitch pattern you want, but you got to make sure it's easily adjustable if you're increasing, decreasing, and things like that. But just pick the stitch pattern you want and make that piece to the measurement and shape of the measurement in the book. And that's kind of how I get some of my sizing sometimes, is by just looking in books and looking at the measurements they used for that sweater, and then change the stitch pattern and design a sweater based on those measurements.
But like me, I'm clueless with that part. Let's see. Me and my cat is asking if my cat's heavy. She's not that heavy. My other cat's heavier. Um, but it's just more awkward trying to hold her, and it's like if I try to put her down, she'll just come back. And my husband Frank, if you hear me say the biscuit, that's what I call my husband. um, like he can come try to get her, she'll come right back. If I put her in a room and close the door, she'll cry. So she's determined to be my little helper. But those that don't know, on my Crochet Tuesday and Knitting Friday videos, I do a little segment called Cat News. So y'all can hear all about my kitty cat drama on that little segment. Let's see.
Can I say thank you, Brenda, for purchasing the holiday snowman Afghan pattern?
Yeah, that's a beautiful
I'm
pattern.
reading some of the comments. I just wanted her to know I seen the comment.
I
And,
want to. Oh, sorry.
and,
Go ahead.
anyone that's, I see another comment about winning the giveaways. I have several giveaways going on now on my channel. If they just go over to YouTube, they can get entered in those giveaways before the deadline. And you never know when you're going to be the next winner. And everybody has the same chance of winning. So get over there and get entered.
Yeah, you have some awesome giveaways.
I try to give back as much as I can because my success is based on the people who watch my channel. And I wish I could do a giveaway to everyone who watches my channel, but that's a little beyond my means. But I do try to give back.
I see we have some new people joining us. Welcome in, everybody. How are y'all doing and what are y'all working on? The chat's kind of busy today, so I'm just kind of giving a general hello to everyone. But yeah, okay. I have some other questions I want to ask Glenda. Let's see. What is your favorite yarn and yarn colors?
Oh boy.
Or at least some of them, you know.
Well, my favorite yarn has been discontinued, and that was the Lion brand, the ice cream cotton blend. I have to say, I wish they would bring that yarn back. I absolutely love that yarn. That was my favorite yarn out of just about any other yarn I've ever used. And I also, I like the landscapes yarn as well from Lion brand. That's a really nice yarn. I use so many different yarns, but those are probably my two favorite. And I love pink. Pink is my favorite color.
Yes,
I'm working
yes.
on a cancer awareness shawl that will be coming out on Lion brand on October 27th or 28th. And I'm trying to get that done before the deadline. So getting sick last week really set me back. So I like to promote anything to do with cancer and cancer awareness. So every October I try to do a new cancer shawl.
Yeah, I know. Last year I had made one of those little breast cancer awareness pink pumpkins from Dorla Crafty Owl.
Oh,
I always I know like the words in her channel name, but I always want to get them like out of order and stuff. I'm like she's the craft owl. All right, I see Barbara saying that you were one of her first YouTube channels she followed, and she loves your tutorials.
thank you. I
And
try.
and really, like whenever I first got into crochet, and I was like in the Facebook groups, and I'm asking who are some good tutorials to follow for a beginner. You were one of them that was mentioned.
Oh,
So
good.
you were one of the first channels I discovered.
The the editors at Crochet Fantasy told me that to always assume that somebody knows nothing. And I get a lot of slack sometimes from more advanced crocheters because I do kind of have this tendency to teach for beginners. But I was told to always teach like they know nothing, because even if you're an advanced crocheter, if there's a problem and you don't understand it, you can figure it out by watching the video. So that is, I can't change the way I teach. That's just the way I do it. And, you know,
I'm like that. My tutorials are long. I teach like you're an absolute beginner.
yeah.
Um, which beginners love that, but I always say, if you want a quick short tutorial, I'm not the person to come to.
Well, I figure anybody that's more experienced would get the pattern, and then if they have a problem, they would just refer to the video if there's an issue where they're just not quite sure. And that's what I like. I like having a tutorial to go with my patterns. So when I couldn't do the tutorial for this country snowman, I'm still trying to figure out. I went and ordered the yarn again, thinking maybe there's a way I can figure out how to do a quick version, but that's still on the back burner.
But I am curious, how do you get your inspiration for your designs?
Oh, goodness. Many different sources. I might go Christmas shopping and see a Christmas card or a gift wrap or, just looking in magazines. And I'm really not sure how it comes to me. I design backwards, and that's why I got out of the industry, because they want to see a drawing. They want to pick the yarn. They want to change the colors. And it was kind of like they were trying to be the designer of something I designed with the colors I wanted to use. And then they want to use these colors that would completely change what I had envisioned. So that's why I kind of got out of that aspect of it. But I think it's just like, if Easter's coming, the first thing I think of is Easter bunnies. So then I think, okay, should I make an Easter basket, a pot holder? And then you just have to kind of think of, and I think the holidays is what gives me more inspiration than anything, because we can always think of a million things that for the holidays, or a baby shower, of course, baby blankets, baby hat, baby booties, just things that I think people could use.
And like, me, I love holiday stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a major holiday kick right now. I was making a bunch of fall stuff, fall gnomes. I really love gnomes. And like now I'm starting with like my Halloween makes and been working on some gnomes.
I was going to do a gnome, but I seen so many out there. I thought, should I make a gnome or not? I've seen some really adorable ones. I mean, there's some really cute ones out there.
And I was never a gnome person. Never. And like, and even still, I'm not really a big fan of Gordon gnomes. But like when I started seeing the crochet gnomes, and I mean, they're just so creative. And I was like, oh, I love this. So
That's
like,
what I thought. I never really liked gnomes either, but now they're like everywhere. And I think, how did these become popular all of a sudden? Who was the person who did that?
let's see. I think I saw something that was there a question that I noticed? Oh, I see Linda saying she loves my background. Oh, thank you. I love, like, if you see the two skeletons, one's giving the other one rabbit ears and they're taking a selfie. I thought that was too cute. Let's see. I noticed we have some more new people that joined us. How are y'all? Welcome, welcome. Let us know what you're working on. Okay, so I'm gonna start sharing some of the patterns of Glenda's that I took screenshots off of her video so y'all could see what they look like, and maybe you'll see one that you didn't know she had. Glenda maybe can kind of talk about maybe what inspired her with that pattern, or little things like that when it comes to her patterns. All right. It takes a little while for the pictures to come up, so bear with me on that. All right. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I know why. I gotta minimize it. Okay. There it is. This is her Christmas can cozy. And I think that's so cute. And it's simple, a quick make. And like I said, I love the holidays.
That was designed to protect your furniture from all the people that come in your house and grab that can of soda and just plop it down anywhere.
But I love like cozy patterns. I think they're the cutest. But I haven't made one yet.
Well, there you go. Start with that.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Here's my folder. All right. All right, I'm fixing to bring up the snowman dishcloth one. And I love this one. I think it's so cute.
I had trouble with his eyes and mouth. And if you look really close, you'll see where I ripped it out. Right at the top of his mouth, you'll see a little black and that white where I had to rip it out. So make sure you get the mouth on right the first time, or that black will show up on the white yarn.
But I think that's adorable. And I mean, like, you can decorate your kitchens, you know, when
That's
it's more wintry time.
Yeah, that was the idea. Just something fun and festive for the holidays.
I think I love snowmans. And welcome in everybody that's joining in with us. I think there's some new people that have come in.
I wanted to say happy birthday to all those Scorpios out there. I see Queen Mama Hillbilly House birthday on the 26th. So happy birthday. I'm a Scorpio. That's why I had to say that. My birthday's the 28th.
Yeah. Happy birthday, everyone with upcoming birthdays. Yeah, mine's not until February. All right, this is the quick and easy crochet Eversoft scarf.
This pattern was almost getting, what do I want to say? The plaid look. Oh, I have a brain dead moment, but where it formed a pattern and it just created its own design with this one. That was just a quick and easy throw together pattern.
I love the colors in it.
The Eversoft yarn is a very nice soft yarn. It's really nice to work with.
Pretty. Yeah, my cat won't let me put her down. So it's making it harder to juggle pulling up patterns. Okay, where is... Okay. This one is the Fun Fur Granny Afghan. I love the colors in this. They're so vibrant and fun.
I did that for Carly. She loves anything fuzzy and cozy. And it's not something I would usually make, but I had to make it for her because she likes the yarn and the feel of the coziness.
But so pretty.
Different, yeah.
Okay, and I'm fixing to bring up the Glitz and Glamour triangle granny shawl. Which I love shawls. So I think this one's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is when I was doing a lot of work with ice yarns and their magic glitz yarn. And it's just a basic granny style shawl with their magic glitz. And you can just keep working it and make it as big as you want.
And I think ice yarn has some pretty yarns. I always drool when I see the magic glitz yarn.
But their shipping has gotten, oh my goodness, even I quit buying ice yarns because of the shipping. Every once in a while I'll go out and I'll purchase some if I really like it, but their shipping I think has almost doubled since the last time I purchased it. And it's just, I mean, even if you dollar cost average, it's worth it. But boy, when you see that shipping, it's like raise the price of your yarn and lower the shipping just for my mental state to tell me that I'm not paying as much in shipping as I am for the yarn. I know it don't make sense. You're still getting a good buy, but wow, the shipping is just astronomical.
You see, like the time that I ordered ice yarn, I went through Gia with Yarn Nut, where the shipping isn't crazy.
Yeah.
But I never can find it when she has the magic glitz yarn in stock.
Yeah, I've purchased from her before. And
you
you
know.
don't have to order a lot either. You can just order what you want when you order from the Yarn Nut.
And I find like she's much more affordable.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna bring up the Grandma's Comfort Shawl. And this is how I got the idea for the picture show. Because like Jane with Scraptastic Yarn,
Oh,
um
I love Jane. Yep.
she sent me her pictures of making the shawl, and I was commenting about, oh, that's pretty, and she was saying it was your pattern, and I'm like, you're coming live with me tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I wish I would have thought about getting pictures of the design sooner.
I'm trying to remember if this is the one that I was making it and I got upset because I didn't like the shape it was coming out. I can't remember if this is the one or not, but one of them I was making, I had to redesign the border so it just didn't come straight. I mean, it was like really pointy. And then I designed another border to make it even out a little bit more. So sometimes designing is it's cracked up to be. Sometimes there's a lot of work involved in refiguring stuff when you mess up.
I love the edging on it.
Yeah, I thought this yarn just come out beautifully with the pattern because of the way it kind of matched on the points with the coloring. It had the long enough colors that it just really come out pretty on this one.
All right, let's get the next one up. I love the one that I'm about to pull up. The Holiday Santa Afghan. That's too cute.
That was really taking the Christmas tree skirt idea and just making the Santa and slapping them on a Christmas block and making an Afghan. So if you wanted to have a holiday Afghan to kind of go with you can see the little Christmas skirt there on the side. It just kind of coordinated a little bit with them.
Too cute. I love that Santa. All right, let's move on to the next one. Anyone joining us, welcome, welcome. Let us know what you're working on. Oh. Okay, it's coming up. I wish I could get it like boom, boom, boom. All right. This one is the snowman Afghan, the holiday snowman Afghan. And I love this.
And like I said, Cody has that on eBay right now going for auction. It has 4 days to go. And it's just a fun make for the holidays. And if you know how to do Tunisian crochet, you really need to make something fun for the holidays.
This is one that I can see myself making down the future. In the future. I don't know how quickly I would do it because I'm kind of on blanket burnout. I have 2 blankets in timeout right now.
See, I enjoy blankets. I got my start with Afghan artistry, and that was one of my columns that I did way back in the day. And I used to do the picture Afghans, maybe with deer or stuff like this. And I rather make Afghans than anything else. But I know a lot of people like those quick and easy patterns. And for me, quick and easy patterns are one of the hardest things to make because every time I think of an idea, I try to look online to see if anybody made it or something similar. And if I see something similar, then I don't make it because, it's hard to describe, but with so many people crocheting, I might do a baby blanket and somebody might have done the same thing and I just don't know it. You have so many stitch patterns. You pick a stitch pattern, you make the blanket, you put a border on it. So sometimes it's very easy to make something similar. So I try to watch, but I just make what comes to mind. And quick and easy just seems like there's so much of it that by the time I think of something, somebody already made it.
And you say that, and it's kind of funny because me and Brenda Young, we've been on this kick where we seem like we keep making the same patterns, like where we don't know that we're doing it. Where it started with, there's this really cute gnome pattern, and I saw it. I'm like, that would look really cute if I converted to something fallish. And so we're talking on Messenger, and I start bringing up what I'm up to, and she's like, I'm doing the same thing. And then on top of that, we didn't know like how we were turning, making it fall, but we both ended up doing scarecrows. And it's like, what are the chances?
I've done that where I seem to like, oh, I did it just recently. I started a second blanket and I got it halfway made and I thought, darn girl, you just made that same stitch pattern in a blanket last month. And I don't know, my subconscious don't work and I just like the stitch and I just started remaking it. So then that went in the, okay, throw that waste of time and don't finish bucket. I do see a question on here that I would like to answer. It's me and my McCall or cow. Says Glenda, I've tried to use Susan Bates hooks, but my yarn gets hung up on the opening. Then I would say try a different hook because everyone has to try different hooks to find the one that's right for them. And I'm a Susan Bates crochet hook girl. That's all I've ever learned on, but they might not be for everyone. So just be aware of that. Try different hooks, maybe a Boyd, maybe one of the other brands, and you'll find one that you're going to like.
Now, see, someone else had a question. Let me find it again. And if anyone asked questions and we missed it, just please ask the question again in the chat. There's a lot of activity, so it's very easy to miss things. Becky was asking what Tunisian stitch is used in the snowman afghan.
It's the simple Tunisian stitch.
I knew it was like one of the basic ones, but like
it's the basic one. You just go in each vertical thread that comes down, like they're up and down threads. You just go in each vertical stitch, pull up a loop, keep all your loops on the hook, go to the end of the row, and then you take all your loops off, put all your loops on. It's kind of like knitting, kind of like between crochet and knitting. I love to do it, so you really need to try it.
And like I said, I've only done one basic pattern, so it's like I'm really not familiar yet and gotten like the names of the stitches down.
I would suggest before you started a blanket like the snowman is find like a pot holder pattern where you at least do something small where you're learning how to change your colors before you would start something this large. I would recommend that.
And Cheryl is asking about what is the best stitch to use with variegated yarn.
That's a hard one because all variegated yarns are not created equal. It depends on the length of the color changes. And I like where you do a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, just a simple little pattern and then when you come across the other, I can't remember, is that the crumple stitch? I don't remember the name of the stitch. All I know is I go single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. And then when you come back, you single crochet in the double crochet in the single crochet. And it's really nice for the variegated stitches. It's a close crochet type stitch, more solid fabric. But I've seen some lacy stitch patterns, and I have many stitch patterns on my website, creativegrandma.net. Just go to the website, hit on Stitch of the Week. All those patterns are free to download. You just scroll down, pick the stitch you want. And I tell everybody, print them all out and get yourself a stitch notebook. And then that way, if you want to make a project, you have all that information. Just pick a stitch pattern you want and get your project started. And that's a good way. Just get those stitch patterns printed out. And then when you get your variegated yarn, just, test them, see which one they like best.
One thing I feel is I feel a lot of times it depends on the pattern. Because if you have like where you got more details in a pattern, I feel like solid colors are usually best because you want to see that detail.
Yeah. You
Where if it's more plain, then that's where I find the variegated yarns work better.
and if they look on my channel and they go to all the Stitch of the Week channels or all the Stitch of the Weeks, I usually do 3 samples. I try lately, I don't think I've been putting variegated. I try to do a multicolor, a solid white, and then like changing colors. So some of those videos do have the difference between solid colors and variegated, and it gives somebody an idea of what that looks like, because you do lose your stitch pattern with variegated yarns. It just completely disappears no matter how beautiful the stitch pattern is. Sometimes it just totally disappears because of the variegated yarn.
It gets too busy looking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Lisa's bringing up my knit along. For those that don't know, I have a knit along going on. It's for a basic beanie where it's a striped beanie, basically an introduction to changing colors at the beginning of a round on a beanie. And basically, as long as you can do a knit or and a knit stitch and a purl stitch, you should be able to do this. I walk you through everything. I as thorough as I can be. And I just put weeks 2 video up Thursday night, but there's plenty of time to catch up because I'm going to split it up in 4 weeks, and after the fourth video, I'm going to give 3 weeks for everyone to finish up. So, y'all have time to catch up if y'all want to join along. And even if you're not doing it while the knit along's going on, it's really the video is like a tutorial, so you can make it later on too. All right, let's see if anyone else had any questions. Let's see. Granny D saying moss stitch is fabulous with variegated and self-striping yarns. Let's see. Yeah, anyone joining us? Welcome, welcome. So happy to have y'all. Let's see. Lisa's saying that she does the alpine stitch would be beautiful in a variegated yarn.
That probably would be.
Let's see. Betty saying she loves my cat. Yeah, my baby here, she's moody. And her little mood swings, it's funny because she's not like extremely aloof, but she has an aloofness to her where most of the time she likes to find a nice quiet spot and just chill and sleep. I mean, like if you go up to pet her, she likes that and all, but like, she typically won't come to you. But she gets these little phases that I call her clingy phases, where she wants to be with me 24/7, which is basically what she's doing right now.
Connie, if you don't mind, could I ask everybody here what type of patterns that they're looking for? And then that way maybe I can get creative and think of something and make.
Yeah, let Glenda know your pattern recommendations or pattern requests.
Are you looking for dishcloths? Are you looking for Afghans? Are you looking for a certain pattern?
I tend to love shawls.
I'm surprised at how many people love shawls, because in my area, I never see people wearing them, but I see a lot of people making them. Now I wear them in my studio because I don't like to turn the heat on. So if it's just a chilly, I'll throw one around my shoulders.
I think they're beautiful.
Need something for a baby boy due in February. I have some Lion brand yarn. What is that? Ice cream. The ice cream in the blue with that different shades of blue and white. I saved that for a project, so I'll make sure I get that made before February. Vintage.
Oh yeah, ponchos, Brandy.
Yeah, I'm trying to research that about vintage patterns because I see a lot of people coming out saying they're vintage patterns and they're taking patterns that don't belong to them and they're selling the pattern. And when I research vintage patterns, they have to be over 75 years old. And, the copyright expires after 75 years. So I've been trying to research that because I don't think those people are allowed to be doing what they're doing. And I even see people taking my patterns from back in the 80s out of the old crochet world and crochet fantasy, and they're selling the pattern. Somebody had a PDF. Well, that you can't do that. That's copyright infringement. That pattern, if you rip the page out of the magazine and sell it, you can do that. But people shouldn't have PDFs of patterns that were published in magazines and sell them. They belong to the magazine. They bought all those copyright laws. But yeah, I've been trying to look into vintage patterns because there's a lot of vintage patterns I've seen that I'd love to remake, but I just don't want to get in trouble with any copyright infringement. So I'm trying to figure out, the laws regarding that when the pattern is really, really old. Do you know anything about it?
A lot of the copyright stuff, like some of it, it's so confusing.
Yeah, if I don't know, I rather not do it unless I actually have the facts on it.
Because I know, like when you do tutorials and stuff, you know, I try to do like the ones that I've done so far. I try to do like my own thing because you don't really know what's safe to use of someone else's.
Well, even Lion Brand, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I did a really cute Sesame Street Lovey. And Lion Brand sells the product. They sell the sesame seed little head with the yarn for making the hat. Well, I asked Lion Brand if I could do the video and make the lovey and sell the pattern. And they had no problem with it. But do you know Sesame Street come after me for copyright laws? And I had to take that pattern down. And I had to give them every dime I made off of selling that pattern. But I see other people on YouTube that made patterns out of Sesame Street and nothing happens to them. So you don't know who they're going to come after and who they're not. But I will never take that chance again. And I will never use a licensed product in any of my patterns ever again because I had to hire an attorney. And that was the most upsetting experience that I have ever went through. And that is from a product that they sell that you're supposed to use. So no thank you on anything licensed anymore for me.
I know, and like I know, like a paid for pattern, yeah, that's like definitely a no. But like free patterns, because sometimes you're like, but I think typically people get permission.
I had permission. I had permission from Lion Brand. I didn't have permission from Sesame Street because it was Lion Brand's product. So,
And,
but you're
and
using their image. So that I don't need any more of it was
and I
such a cute pattern and it was so adorable. And I even tried to get Lion Brand to do it and they not since I had the copyright infringement, they didn't want it. So what
and
do
I
you
feel
do?
comfortable like sharing a make of those things because I mean I have done it, but it does always worry me because you're like, is that going to become a copyright infringement thing?
Yeah, and you do have to be careful because even if you have a Facebook group, if you're allowing people to post items that are copyright images, I don't even know what the laws are about that. Like the one I don't run my Facebook group anymore. Ann Phillips runs that for me, wonderful woman. But she said, you could lose your whole Facebook channel if you allow certain things on it. So it's just too complicated for me. I try to keep everything simple, and I shy away from that kind of thing. Like snowmen, Santas, an Easter bunny, but I would never try to duplicate something that's a licensed character, so people do have to be very, very careful of what they're doing.
And I know when I first started my channel, I asked a lot of content creators on this subject. And it was like, you couldn't really get a definite answer.
Yeah, if you can't get a definite answer, don't do it. If you can't get permission to, which, see, I thought I had permission because they're the ones selling it and it's their product. But yeah, you got to be careful. Go directly to the source. I should have went to Sesame Street or whatever, but go directly to the source. And if you're still not sure, just don't do it. Just be safe. It's not worth losing your channel or having to hire an attorney and just, the ordeal of it all.
One thing though, like I don't say like the name of, like for instance, like the little Christmas character, I call him the little green man.
Oh, the Grinch.
And I know there was something, and this is one thing that confuses me on that too. I know that there was this pattern at one time, and you saw it going around Facebook a lot for the scarf, the Christmas scarf with them.
Yeah.
And I've seen other similar patterns, which you can still find out there. Mm-hmm. And those, are other patterns to do with him. And nothing seems to happen to them, but that one that was real popular got taken down.
Yeah. I don't know how they pick and choose who to go after. I really don't, but they will come after you if you're using the Grinch, any Superman, or I don't know, any licensed character, anything that's licensed. You better be sure that you're careful because they will come after you and you will pay the price. I'm sorry to say, but I mean, I knew that, but I thought that, because it was Lion Brand's product with the Sesame Street, I thought I could use it for a project and do a pattern and do the tutorial, and nope, they come after me.
And that's one thing, because sometimes whenever, stuff like that does happen, most of the time I don't really feel like it's an intentional thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody, I mean, yeah, some do, but like kind of like how we have questions, and it's like, it's not like you 100%, because there's gray areas with things.
I would say any Disney character you should probably not do. I mean, you could probably make something and show it, but don't sell a pattern.
Yeah, I would never do that.
But like I said,
when I make something, that's where, because I mean, I like to be able to show what I'm making, but then, it's like, I don't know for sure if those type of things are okay to show.
Well, you're not making money off of showing it. So.
And I know that's the big thing, is if you're making money off of it.
Yeah. I don't know how to answer it. I don't see how they can come after you for showing something that you're making. And but a tutorial and the pattern, like I was selling the pattern, but like I said, I got permission to sell the pattern, and then that didn't work out. It had something to do with, there's two different types of licensing. Even though Lion Brand had a license, it wasn't the right license for giving permission. And see, this is the funny thing, because even though I went to the source of the product, they didn't even know. They had to call somebody to get the answer. And obviously that person didn't know how to get the right answer. So even if you asked, you still might not be getting the right answer. So yeah, just be careful with any licensed product.
Yeah, like I said, like some stuff, I mean, there's so much to it. Like, it's not like legal stuff, it's like you need like a lawyer to interpret a lot of legal things, Oh, I see I have a new Stitch and Alien member. Thank you, Laura Lee, for becoming a Stitch and Alien. Send me an email so I can get your free patterns to you. But I know you have some of my patterns already. But I don't think you have all of them. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And what is your first name? Yearning for a smile. I'm trying to remember. I think you've told me before, but I can't remember. She's saying legal standings do not carry. Yeah, that is so true. If the creator says they didn't know, in business you have to handle the business and do your research.
Hi, Yarning for a Smile.
It's Kim. Okay.
See,
Hi, Kim.
this is the thing that they don't care. Sesame Street did not care. I sent them an email with permission, the Lion Brand. I sent the email where I got permission from Lion Brand. I sent that email to Sesame Street and they did not care. They did not want to hear it. So, even though I thought I knew what I was doing, I didn't. And then that is why, like right now, I will not deal with anything like that. But I never did with licensed products. So the only reason I did the Sesame Street was because it was a product from Lion Brand and I am an affiliate of Lion Brand and I was promoting their products. So, and
That's how it goes. I want to I want to welcome all of y'all that are joining us. Welcome, welcome. So glad y'all here. Let us know how you're doing, what you're working on. Yeah, we won't be too much longer. Gonna fixing to start wrapping up. But I know, like with the copyright stuff, Frank has a cousin who I guess was filming some type of little video that he made to post on his Facebook page, and a car passed, with their radio blaring, and Facebook took it down, because the music in the background.
Yeah, and when I first started my channel, I got a strike against me because it said if the music was copyrighted in my video. I've never played music in any of my videos, so I got that strike removed, but you'll never see me play music in my videos just for that reason. I try to keep everything basic and simple. I just wish I knew how to do all the stuff you do. You do some amazing things on your channel.
The safest place for music is YouTube library.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I use.
I don't use any music outside of there. Because even though like other sources, it may be at the time okay, where you can use that music, but then something can change later, and then it's an issue. Where with YouTube Studio, that music is always safe. Now there are some that you are supposed to put like the credits, but the majority you don't have to. But you have this little screen that pops up when you do. Let's see. I do want to mention that there were other patterns that we didn't get to today of Glenda's. So you'll find some extra pattern links in the description box of today's live. Lots of amazing patterns by Glenda. Kind of makes it easy for you to find some of her patterns. But yeah. So is there anything that you want to mention going on with your channel, Glenda?
Well, right now I'm in the process of moving to a different place, so I'm not really doing a whole lot, trying to do some giveaways. I do have the cancer awareness shawl coming out, and then once my studio is moved, then I'm going to go full force, have a lot of ideas and projects coming for November with Hobie yarns, so hope everybody checks in and see what that is going to entail.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention again, I am doing a little picture video when it comes to those of y'all that have made Glenda's patterns. Um, I'm I showed it at the beginning of, or towards the beginning of the live. I plan to post it as a regular video on my channel this coming Saturday, like next Saturday. So if anyone wants to share pictures for me to put in that, to add to that video, I can do so. I need the pictures by the end of day Friday, and I'll add them to that video. Um, so we can share all of Glenda's beautiful makes from her patterns. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out today watching. Thank those that will be watching on replay. And I'm so glad you came live with me today, Glenda. I enjoyed having you.
Well, thank you, Connie, for inviting me. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and spending a little time with us today.
Yeah, so enjoyed spending time with all of y'all. I wish I would have gotten to chat more with everybody in the chat. Um, but like I said, today was a busier live, so I didn't get to do that as much as I normally do. But yeah, I hope. Oh, I almost forgot about this. I have a little ending I'm gonna play, and then we're gonna come back, and then we'll tell you bye. Okay? I forgot about my little ending. This is my first time using it. So I hope y'all all have a fabulous yarny day. Be the light, and bye.
Bye, everyone.